countdown. But good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Marina Nani show on Radio Works World. My name is Charlie Monson, and I'll be your host today, and we will be talking about networking. Over to you, Nina.
Wow, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Charlie Monson is here. Imagine, imagine how much you are going to learn. So get pen and paper. You are going to write down tips worth of millions of rands. Over to you, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Nina, and welcome to everyone listening. Welcome to my show. We will be talking networking today again. Um, I don't know if we have any questions that somebody would like me to answer, but kicking right off into it, I would like to talk about the first element of networking, it being having confidence and not having a fear of rejection. What we have found at networking events, as we know, some people are extroverts, some people are introverts. But however, the main thing that happens is people who have the introversional tendencies tend not to have the confidence to approach people and to speak to them. Now, the confidence that you have in yourself and the belief in yourself with no fear is what is most important in being able to approach somebody else. Over to you, Nina. What do you think about that?
Wow, I love this topic because I faced the same issues a while ago, not long ago, actually. But since I learn and I practice a lot and I embrace it, so I'm not afraid of anything. I love people. I love to be rejected. I turn that rejection into a chance for me to grow into the person I need to be to talk to that person. So it is an inside job for me. So the fear we are talking about is not coming from some external circumstances, but from social conditioning where I thought I'm not good enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not old enough, I'm not smart enough. All that rubbish which we carry in our minds because we don't know any better. So to me, confidence is something you work from inside out. Confidence is your desire to help others. It's your desire to give more, to love more, to laugh more, to enjoy more every single aspect of your life. And when you go to networking events, and could be quite empowering, or on the other hand could be quite frightening because they are total strangers. But guess what? Every single total stranger walking into your life is going to help you become the person you are designed to be. Over to you, Charlie.
Absolutely, Nina. I like the fact that you have pointed out that it does sometimes become quite daunting approaching strangers. And we have to work from within ourselves. Now, one of the most important factors that I found is if you are an introvert, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. The, the main thing is you've just got to be yourself. Now, if we are going to be scared and being scared to approach people, we're not really going to make a connection. People tend to sense what energy and aura that you are giving off at the time. I have found with networking with some people as well is that you can immediately identify that this is someone who does not really speak much. And you can feel that the person is also not very comfortable being in that situation. It's okay. It's fine to be uncomfortable. Um, One of our coaches, Reggie Batts, actually teaches us that you have to be uncomfortable being comfortable. So if you are in an uncomfortable situation, it is, as you says, you learn to overcome those fears. Now, the other factor that I found is that you need to actually target to network with people who you have seen before and have noticed you, and or even friends. If you know somebody from another company who's at the same event, or you've met and seen at another event, just approach them because they probably seen you as well. And you've got to actually have the smile as well, because a smile is something that speaks to people very silently. Now, if you are sitting there with a long face and approaching people with a long face, and you look tired and your posture is not correct, um, you don't exude the confidence. Some people are introverts, but they are still confident to approach some other people. It's really not a skill to be able to approach people. It is something that you just got to be yourself. There's no real lesson that you can teach somebody, and I've been trying to figure it out. Being the extrovert that I am, being able to, um, hello Nina, are you still there?
Yes, I'm listening.
Oh,
And
I just got a ping and a message that gave me a link, and I thought
no, no, it's
maybe
nothing
you
to do
got
with
cut off.
no, somebody else.
Okay, okay, no problem. But the other main factor about networking is you've got to listen to people with sincerity, um, and have an interest in what they are saying. Um, and that is something that I learned when I read a book by Dale Carnegie in How to Win Friends. Um, if you listen intently to what a person is saying to you and showing interest, they too have, they can sense that energy, that you are interested in what they are saying. And when you do say something back to them, or comment or question, they tend to relate to you better, because that's where the connection comes, is all about energy. You could be on a low energy level, but if you are confident and speaking to somebody who is actually listening to what you are saying, you do have that connection. The other main thing that you have to do is, by listening to someone, you also have to bring across the energy that, and make them feel that you are making them feel good as well, by the questions you're asking them, based on what level of energy they are exuding and confidence. You could make someone break out of their little cocoon of insecurity and fear, just by the way you speak to them. It has happened many times to me. Then I went like, wow, is this the very same person who approached me when I started speaking to them? Because they just sort of loosen up, a feeling that they are being accepted within that circle. And you yourself have to have the confidence even in whichever circle that you find yourself in, you have to have that confidence that you belong in that circle. Over to you, Nina.
Wow, this is very powerful insight, Charlie. I met thousands of people, and each one of us is made of the same divine essence. Is something called brilliancy. It's sparkling. I can see it. I can sense it. It's like the smile. They wear it and they don't know it. It's so natural to people, and yet when you go to a networking and there are lots of men usually, and as a woman you feel intimidated because it's a suit environment. It's like men own that territory and they will look at you not as equal but as a woman, and most of them, they will be interested in you know not you have what you have in your head or what you hold in your heart, but how they could connect with you for private reasons. Even you are there for business reasons, like they are. It's just this, of course, social conditioning. Not everybody is the same, of course, but I'm expressing this point because I heard it from my own clients. I heard it from my clients' clients, and it's a trend where women will rather go to a networking event for women simply because they are not treated with respect by the men who are attending the same event. So to me, that's a wrong move, because that means you feel you are not good enough to network with men. And unless you help them understand that you are there for business reasons and you have a big idea and you need to make yourself available to be a service and provide a good service to the world, not because you've been born a woman. So you see, my point is that even we have the same brilliancy, and everybody is different, of course. Even we have the same intentions. Somehow, in certain countries, in a certain type of business environment, women are looking down upon instead of looking up. So even I know from my grandmother, the only time when you are allowed to look down on somebody is to lift them up. But the experience of women networking within the business environment is always a little bit daunting, and they're thinking, no, I'm not going to waste my time to go there and go full of energy and hopeful that I will be able to serve somebody to my best ability as a business, and be treated like this is business, like this is not for. I had that experience myself. And actually, it is somebody from South Africa who supported me, a brilliant man from South Africa, where I've been treated as if, oh, this is business. Even I put together the business myself. They forgot that. But when the point came and it was the decision time and it was a high point, you know, within the process, I wasn't invited to the high level meeting. And I felt so not upset. I felt so emptied. I felt
Undervalued.
like I felt like I'm in the wrong place, but I wasn't. I created the place. I created the opportunity. So how on earth, why I had to feel that way? And if it wasn't for this brilliant mind who is in South Africa and for whom I have great respect, I would have dropped everything and it will be no Radio Works world. It will be nothing. I would have just retired, be a retired person, and go back to a very, very, very quiet life, which I didn't want. But I felt in that moment that I don't know where I belong. I felt in that moment that if if business means men, what women can think about business? What is your role? What is your contribution if you are not treated as a active agent of change, as an active agent of brilliancy? Even you prove it already. So I'm not talking about people who don't know you and could mistaken you. I'm talking about people who know you, but perhaps they're afraid of you because women tend to be more powerful, even they don't want to be more powerful. But because in men's mind is always that idea that women are not really good in business, or they just to beauticious the moment, the meeting, just to make it more beautiful, just for the cosmetic aspect of the business. But in effect, and in reality, a woman could contribute as much to a business or a business idea as a man could do, and we know that. So you see, to me, it's networking is not about not having the confidence. It's finding the right environment. What networking events could you choose to be able to utilize your time to your best ability, to provide your services and help others understand that you are there for business and you mean business? And that's a question that most women will have, you like it or not. And I have great respect for you, Charlie, and I know how passionate you are about networking. But this is an actual challenge. And if we could turn it into an opportunity for women to help their perception, not to necessarily be pushed into creating events for women and networking for women, but making themselves available to mixed networking events where men will treat women as equals. What can we do about this, Charlie?
Wow, Nina, um, that is very, very, very true what you've just said. Um, I have also witnessed some men who go to networking events with other ulterior motives. However, I also found that the confidence that the ladies themselves do carry themselves with does have them a little bit more respected in a sense. Yes, I will not deny that some gentlemen do perceive that women are of lesser value and so forth, which I do not believe in. I believe that everybody is equal, everybody is smart, everybody has the same energy, etc. And it is how that person per se carries themselves, is assertive, is confident, and generates the right amount of energy. Choosing the correct events to attend is you have to, number one, understand what it is that you want out of these events, what it is that you want to learn. And within networking as well, the same applies to men, the same applies to introverts as well, is you need to select and choose the people that you would like to connect with. Sometimes you find within a networking event, myself personally, um, I would be connecting more with females because I feel a different sense of energy from them. Hence, my group of ladies that has resulted in me creating a following or creating a group that I call Charlie's Angels. Um, One of our coaches also pointed out that they would know if I had been at a event or I attend most of the JT Fox events and others, but they would know I'm at an event because at every event I'm taking pictures with females, and I hashtag them Charlie's Angels. My dear friend Philip Chan also used to comment on that what is it that you do that you are connecting so well with females? There's no, the thing is, if you carry yourself correctly, people respect and would approach you correctly.
Well, I have to
Most of the
disagree.
time, I've
Most
also
of the
found,
time, no, I have to disagree with this, Charlie. I know thousands of women who, unknown to themselves, against the fact that they carry themselves well, they are very professional. All they want is to do business and involve with other business people. They are treated, especially if they're pretty, or they're always afraid that somebody will misread them, and they will. And this is the only somebody with a vision like yourself could respect that in women. I don't think it's women's fault that they are invited to for a private business meeting, for instance, and then that it turns into a date. So it's a real fact, it's a reality of in business today, and it's happening in too many countries not to be ignored. So I don't think men really understand, like you do, how powerful women's contribution could be in business. And I think we are not talking enough about this topic, because I know lots of women who decided to join networking events for women for that particular reason.
Nina, um, I do agree with you that, and it is actually very disappointing as a male myself, that it is the perception that some males are making go out there for males. However, as we says, one bad apple in the box spoils the whole apple.
No,
And
I don't mean to say that somebody is doing the wrong thing or the right thing. I meant to say that perhaps we have to change that social conditioning. Perhaps we
yes,
have to get together more often, and perhaps we should allow Charlie's Angels to be, equally respected and um, present, not necessarily as women, but as business people.
yes. I fully agree with you there, Nina. Now, um, it is rather disappointing, as you mentioned, you go to a private business meeting, and I think we should always have integrity and be professional about what we are doing, thereby, and also hold our morals up as well and standards. If you go to a meeting with a beautiful woman, um, go and conduct the business that you have to conduct there in as short a time as possible, and leave off. Now, on the other hand, some people read people's body language differently, as it might just be a friendly gesture, and then it's being perceived as flirting. Um, Amongst some of Charlie's Angels had also, many of them tease me and says, "Oh, but Charlie, you such a flirt." Um, do I accept it as being a flirt? Do I accept it as having the charm to attract people? So be it. But bottom line, as long as I'm being professional about what I am doing to connect and to network with people, to discuss business, to create relationships, to make introductions to the relative people, to ask for introductions of certain people that I would like to meet and to connect with. That is what networking is all about. Now, when it comes to the confidence of women, yes, some of them could be extrovert, but some of them could be beautiful. Some would use their beauty to attract people. But I don't really think that is their ultimate intention. I remember many years ago, um, I was working for a company and they specifically had females who would go out with salesperson. The same trend is happening today. It is sort of revolved. Women have been proven to be better business people and negotiators to men. But at the end of the day, they do not really know how to close the deal.
I totally agree. Yeah, I agree. But you see,
So,
together is a great teamwork.
yes. Now, I think at some time, some men use that weakness of them not being able to close the deal, but knowing that they could use that sort of weakness and exploit the weakness of the female and sort of start tending to make advances, and which I find very disgusting. Um, that I will give you the deal if you date me type of scenarios. That is totally unethical, it is immoral, and it is not the right thing to do. What has been
However,
what has
Charlie, I
been
know
found?
I totally agree with you. But you know what is happening, and it's happening not only in South Africa, it's happening in Europe, it's happening in America, it's happening everywhere. And maybe I'm thinking maybe you could initiate a course where you teach men how to take advantage of women brilliancy, not of their weaknesses. Because
Yes,
I totally agree with you. You can't underestimate your strength and you can't overestimate your weakness. And nobody
yes,
can make you feel inferior without your acceptance. However, it is ingrained. Certain attitudes are there to stay unless somebody steps out. Somebody, so for instance, if I want to learn more of becoming a better woman, I will learn from another woman. So the same with
hmm,
men. If they want to learn to become better men, they will learn from a better man. So maybe you could
absolutely.
initiate a training course, a mentoring program, and teach men how to take advantage of women brilliancy without using their weaknesses. What do you think?
Um, yes, it's a very good idea, Nina. Um, but in the same breath, um, I would actually, I'm actually thinking now is to use a team of women as well and incorporate them within the idea of having the education system into educating men how to leverage the fact that there's a strength within you to leverage negotiating with women. But however, from my readings and learnings on negotiation, um, we come back to confidence and assertiveness as well. And I think women as well, in the same breath, should have the confidence and assertiveness to says again the energy that they will exude then. is that I've come for business, nothing else. Again,
But just by
how they
saying
carry
nothing else
themselves.
means that they are conditioned to believe that they are there for something else, which is not the case. So my point is that all these women organization, all these empower women type of events are
Yes,
created as a response to the treatment business women receive within each society. And to me, it's very sad. Why would you
it
need to create your own women club or event or seminar or business gathering just because you might be misinterpreted, where in fact you have no intention, absolutely none. You have a business to run exactly like a man. You have a brilliant idea exactly like a man. And with technology those days, it's like no way women could be left behind, because we have access. It's so much abundance for each one of us. Doesn't matter you are a woman, man, white, black, yellow, blue, whatever the color. So it's not about where you are coming from. It's about where you are going. And this is, to me, networking is all about where are you going, and find the people with whom you could travel far together. Because otherwise you
absolutely.
travel by yourself and you don't need any networking. But the whole idea of networking is about embracing each other's idea, embracing each other's beauty and uniqueness and authenticity and brilliancy, without thinking all the time, where is he or she coming from? What is he heading? What is she well, we are going in the same direction. We build progress, we create better life choices.
Exactly, Nina. You've raised a very valid point. Is finding the connection, and we will go back to you have to within networking, which is a very important point as well. Is you have to be very selective who you want to connect with. Again, you need to know what it is that you want to achieve and what your desired outcome would be when connecting with people. From a business platform, yes, women are perceived to be flaunting their wares by some other men, um, which they have then now created a platform where they empower one another. And at these empowering platforms, they do teach the same factors that yes, you are beautiful, yes, you are attractive, pardon, but you should not be using it as a tool to open the door or to break the ice. You should do it as a person coming from the heart with a desired outcome and also with a desire to connect with whoever it may be. Secondly, once you have made the connection with people, pardon, Nina, I've got a bit of a flu as well. So
I'm so sorry to hear.
I've been trying to suppress this cough for a while now, but I can only do it for so long. Um, Finding the correct connection and the person that you connect with. Um, Another factor at a mixed networking event that I found, and you'll find more of the men, like the suits, as you correctly put it, are networking on their own, and then the females are networking on their own. We need to break the cycle into getting the female business people who there are many of, who connect very well, they might just have this one factor: confidence and assertiveness, and with a mission and a vision. Now, with male and female, you will find that if you share the same vision, the easier the connection is going to be. However, there's another factor we have to be very, very careful of. As you have put it, some people do have an agenda. From my personal experiences as well, some people have an agenda to tap into your network or to have access to yourself, but not really with the intention of helping you, but with the intention of helping themselves. Now, I think females are very susceptible and open to that gap of being exploited. Now, over and above the fact that it might be anything other than business, does become a bigger factor, which as a male, I find it very, very disgusting for male and for other males or males who do practice that. Um, and unfortunately, I would not want to associate myself with anybody who has those type of tendencies or agendas on their mind. Um, I have had some people or males uh, approach me and says they would want to meet up with a certain female, but again, having this level of vibration, you can actually feel there's something untoward here. And I would then sometimes just says, it seems like she's busy over there, but let us have a gap later on. I'll see if I can introduce you. I will then very closely watch him, and then you can actually see some people then just keep their eyes on a certain person instead of being networking with other people. They are just trying and wanting to get close to that person, and I'm also very, very protective and loyal to my personal network, especially to Charlie's Angels. Uh, um, I find that they are very, very sweet and genuine people, and I would not at any time want any of them to be exploited in any way whatsoever. It wouldn't keep me comfortable at all. Over to you,
Wow.
Nina.
Wow. For our listeners, please send us your questions, send us your story. And the king of networking, all the way from South Africa, Charlie Monson, is here and is coming back for some more connecting, for some more heartfelt talk about networking. From both of us, until next time, is goodbye.
Thank you very much, listeners, and thank you very much, Marina. Hope to see you, everybody, next week. Please let us have your questions and see how we can answer them and how we can take the networking world by force. Have a good week and speak to you next week. Right, you are. Bye bye.
Bye bye.